You know, sometimes when it comes to real estate development, persistence doesn't necessarily pay off. Thank you for joining me today. We're on the road down to Galveston Island, and on the way down there, we're going to stop off in a little community known as the Village of Tiki Island. And we're going to talk about a controversy that occurred down there with respect to a development project. And in fact, I'm going to, before we get down there, I'm going to pull off on the side of the road here for a moment, and I'm going to share some dash cam video with you. I think this is important to do so because it provides context to what the controversy is truly about. Okay? All right. I hope you got a chance to really enjoy that video. And it's just an absolutely beautiful community down in there. The people in this community have a lot to be proud of. And we're not, when we talk about this community, we're not here to cast aspersions on the community or even the town. And we're not here to provide legal advice either. You can go to an attorney for that kind of thing here. But we can learn a lot about the problems that were associated so that you can take the lessons away that are learned from this and apply it to your own development project and maybe head some of these problems off before you get there. You know, one of the central arguments that we have at OTG Realty Advisors is that we have a concept called look before you leap. And this is different than many other people practice in that they want you to lock up a piece of property first and then do all the research. We believe in actually doing the research first before locking it up. Saves a lot of money and a lot of headache, and this particular situation illustrates that very well. Okay, let me get pulled off on the side of the road here. All right, thank you for giving me a minute to pull over. There's getting a little bit of traffic out there, and I got a lot of details in this case I want to get, so I want to make sure I get to the details and don't accidentally have an accident going down. That'd be a bad thing. Okay, so the controversy, well, let's put it this way. The village at Tiki Island is not new to controversy. And if you go take a look down in the description down below, I provided a link to a video I did concerning what happened when they created a zoning ordinance that prohibited short-term leases or short-term rentals. All right, I provided that link down below, but also I provided the link to the appellate court case decision also in the description as well. Okay, so in this particular case, the piece of property was actually owned in the jurisdiction of the Village of Tiki Island. This particular piece of property was secured with a loan from IBC Bank, and there had been plans to develop a 240 unit residential condominium and redevelop an area for some dry dock. And so before the construction, as I understand it, could commence, Hurricane Ike came along and destroyed it. And as a result of it, there was no way for the project to go forward, and IBC Bank foreclosed on the property. And they sold it to an affiliate of theirs by the name of Premier Tierra Holdings Incorporated. And Premier Tierra Holdings Incorporated decided to make a few changes with the plan and go forward with the development. And when they turned in their development plan to the city didn't act on it immediately, but turned around 5 days later, and they created an ordinance that would have prevented this kind of development. And so, as you might see, that created some controversy there. And so Premier went ahead and filed suit against the town. And this town is a general law town, so that has some rules applies to that. So I'm going to do a video later on about general law towns, and so you can learn a little bit more about that. So stay tuned to that. They'll be in the playlist. Okay, so What ultimately ended up happening was that the village at Tiki Island filed that there wasn't a proper jurisdiction, and that the case was not ripe to go before the court. Now, the court actually sided with them in the very beginning, claiming that they had not done all the things that they should have done in order to be able to go forward with the claim. In other words, they agreed with this town that it wasn't ripe. And one of them is they didn't certify the reasons, or should I say Premier never asked the town to certify the reasons why they decided against the proposed development plan. So, not deterred, Premier went ahead and resubmitted their plan and was rejected again. But this time they went ahead and asked the city to certify their reasons. And they negotiated with the city and addressed those problems on their next submittal. And once again, they were denied. And this happened several times until finally they had enough and they went back into the court and said, look, we've done it all that you've asked, and now we feel that it is ripe to go before the court. And the court agreed with them. Now, ultimately what happened, we don't really see, well, let's put it this way, that the village at Tiki Island filed kept asking for reconsideration in the appellate court case, and they I guess were going to remove it to the Texas Supreme Court, and they never did. And so the final order became final. But it really doesn't tell us what all happened. Now, I drove down in the community, and I took some dash cam video of it. In fact, I'm going to show some more as we exit out. I can't find here where this project ever got done. Now, if you happen to have been one of the lawyers on this case, or you're in the community, you know what happened, leave comments down below so we can find out. We want to get educated about what happened here. But the big takeaways that I see is this business of not looking before you leap. So had Premier gone down into the community before they bought this property from IBC, and I get it, they probably got a great deal on it, but it's not a great deal if you can't do what you want with it. Now it's just sitting there, right? And so had they have gone ahead beforehand and talked to the city and found out what their reservations were, in other words, you get the city on the same side of the table as you. This may take some mediations, and matter of fact, you might have to, I would have probably brought a mediator in to help once I started seeing some pushback. Regardless of the situation, we really don't know what the outcome is. But let's say, for instance, Premier won everything. Look at the cost involved. And this case didn't happen overnight. This took a couple of years. In the meantime, there's no cash flow on this property. So this property was doomed for failure if they didn't get their project done, if they didn't have the financial backing to get it up. So in normal cases, this would have failed. I don't even know if it made it or not. If it did, please let me know. I can't find it in here. So, all right. So what are some of the key takeaways for the city? Well, the city should consider that there's revenue being generated from good development projects. And you may not like this development project because maybe maybe you just don't like the concept of it. But you should also consider your community as to whether or not this would bring needed revenue to the community and also provide utility for the people living in this community. And the Village of Tiki Island is just a vacation community. So boats are part of the community. In fact, you see all kinds of little waterways that are built through the community. I can't think of what the name is off the top of my head. I guess it really doesn't matter at this point. But it'll come to me what I'm not thinking. When one of the problems with live recording and going down the road and doing this kind of thing, you kind of get the streaming of thought going on, and sometimes you just don't get to say what you want to say. Okay, so I hope you like this video, and if you like the content that comes with it of these type of videos, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you can get more content like this. And as at least, like I said, if you hit the like button, hit a comment down below, we'd really appreciate it. All right, now I'm going to leave you with an end screen and some more video cam of the community, and an end screen of some more suggested videos. All right, have a great day. soon.